So I just realized that I checked this out on the plan on this little engine, and I realized that what I thought were little indentations or little marks to put little push rods on, turns out they're not for that.
Oh.
They're actually marking where these little like exhaust pieces go. And I messed up. Yeah, they go back there. And then what I did was when I looked, I realized that my cylinders are too far back. I mean, they're right at the back of this edge, and they're supposed to be up further. So I basically have the crankshaft built backwards. But it doesn't matter. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try. I can just build the crankshaft again. It wasn't a hard thing to build. I mean, I could take this piece off and this piece off and just swap them. The problem with that is that I got this piece that's the cylinders, and they have a seam on them. Then the seam would be forward. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try, is just take these and pull them off and just move them forward. Because this little mark here doesn't matter. I can still just eyeball where it's supposed to go. You can see it's in every corner of these pieces. So, and I can touch that with paint, so it won't matter. But that's if I can pull these off and nudge them forward. But yeah, these little on every single one, little white opening, and I thought, oh, that's for the. I just immediately assumed it was for these push rods. But I looked on the picture, and the push rods go to the center of each. They go from the little valves, but they go diagonal right to the center of the little cylinder. So I did it completely wrong. This thing is back to front. But what I'm going to do is see if I can. I mean, chances are, yeah, these come off pretty easy.
Oh, good.
I hope, if they all come off like that one.
Yeah.
So maybe I can just kind of pull and just push them forward, and I bet you it'll be good enough. Yeah, I think that's going to work, because they're coming off pretty easy, I think. And again, if I couldn't, the hardest part on this stupid thing is just like to do all those cylinders over and over. And so they're all made. So even if I had to build the whole inner piece, I could just print it off. That's the beauty of it being a download. But I just, I can't believe I did that. I took great pains on the last little video saying, oh, these are obviously to do this and that, and this little, no. You gotta look at the stupid drawing a little bit. Use a little bit more finesse there. Don't just assume.
Sometimes when you know stuff, you make more mistakes because you assume you know what you're doing.
I think you're right.
It turns out you really don't.
Well, it's even worse when you're trying to make a video and show people. Trying to get people. Yeah, but you're also trying to. These are fun. You should try them. Yeah. Well, the directions aren't hard, and I've been building models for how many hundreds of years, and I screwed up. Yeah, see that little dot is supposed to be. Yeah, that's supposed to be back here. What a doofus. That's okay. But yeah, that worked great. So I think I can just glue these. I'm going to take off some more stuff here, but I'm just going to move them forward so that they're matching up in the front. Yeah, that'll work. But yeah, smarty pants. Shows you what you know. What a maroon, as Bugs Bunny would say. One of the dumber things I've done recently. And I've done some good ones. But that's all right. So yeah, I'm just going to plop these forward. And then I can start putting on the little push rods, and I'll just paint some stuff and touch some stuff up. It'll be just fine. Nobody will know except for the 4 people that watch the video. But yeah, oh well. C'est la vie. All right. So, a little bit of glue and an applicator should be just fine. I won't be that far behind. Let's do this. So just put them in line and still put the seam in the back. I'm just going to move them up. A little dot of glue. Just like that. That'll be excellent. I can just line it up like that. I think that'll be just fine. So I'll stick those all on there, and then I'll start putting on push rods. Sweet. Cool. Okay, I got updates. So let's see. I've been following these directions pretty closely. These plans. And it looks like they're actually correct. In other words, I can show you this. These pieces here that are some kind of manifold, they're supposed to be in the back. And what I didn't understand is the push rods are supposed to be in the rear. They're supposed to be in the back side. Okay? When I look up this engine, it's a, let's see, what flew the Migport was a Lerone 9C or 9J. Now 9C is an earlier one, and these things are in the front, and the push rods are in the front. Certainly the manifold thing is in the front. So the question is, what is this engine supposed to be? So I think this is modeled off of the later engine, which was something called a 9J, which is more powerful. I don't know if that was ever on a Migport 11. But what I did to fix it was I removed all of my little push rods, and now I have this engine. And I think this will, put it over here so you can see it. I think this will work just fine. I really don't need to put the push rods on the back because you never see them. But the point is, this one now looks more like it's supposed to. But I also think some of these valves and things are on the wrong side. But I think so. So I'm really confused what engine this is supposed to be at this point. The good news is, or something I did differently than the model was, those little manifold pieces, they're all painted brownish looking, brownish kind of coppery looking on there. Those in the model are paper, and they're really tight, and they're really hard to fold, and they were just not giving me any love. So what I did was I used 1 millimeter fuse wire, and I squashed it with the handle of my tweezers, and then I bent it around a circular piece of piano wire to get this curve up at the very top, and then glued them in. And to me, they look great. They look just like they're supposed to look. From the front, you can see them. I think they look really nice. So that was a nice addition. But really, I think the next thing I'm going to do is glue this puppy onto the front. And the only issue here is going to be that when I glue this on front, I think it's going to be too tall. I think it's going to hit the cowling top. So I might have to do something like get rid of some of these valves. I'm not sure. Or get rid of some on the top, because I'm not going to make this rotate, as it turns out. It's just not going to be worth it. I'm just going to stick it in and glue it and we'll see what happens. And gluing is just a matter of gluing it where it says A right there. That won't be a problem. But I do think she's going to be proud of the top here. But anyway, that's the latest, and it's taught me a very important lesson, which is research your parts. If I had known what kind of engine this really was, I would have adjusted it. I would have made it my own. I'd scratch build pieces of it and make it look like the real thing. I wouldn't have followed the directions on the plans because I don't think that engine is the right one for this airplane. I'm going to pretend it is. I have a feeling, though, it was in Newport 16s, and this is a Newport 11. It also had more power, and so, who knows? But what is your problem, Mr. Fuzz? Hey, come on. What? You've been fed. Go away. Anyway, that's the latest, and we'll go from there.
Let this be a reminder to you all that this organization will not tolerate failure.